Commercial baked goods, like pastries, donuts, muffins, snack cakes, and croissants, are among the most deceptively dangerous items on store shelves and in coffee shops. Wrapped in colorful packaging, dusted with sugar, or glazed to glisten under fluorescent lights, they lure consumers with a promise of sweetness and indulgence. But beneath their appealing surface lies a deeply toxic combination of ingredients that actively undermines human health. These products are not simply unhealthy in excess. They are structurally and nutritionally designed in a way that encourages chronic disease. Regular consumption of commercial baked goods is strongly linked to weight gain, systemic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and a dramatic increase in the risk of diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. The problem starts with the foundation: refined white flour. Nearly all commercial baked goods are made from refined wheat that has been stripped of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What remains is a fast-digesting carbohydrate that floods the bloodstream with glucose soon after ingestion. These blood sugar spikes are dangerous in themselves, but what's worse is the crash that follows, which increases hunger, reduces energy levels, and drives overeating. Repeated blood sugar fluctuations stress the pancreas, impair insulin sensitivity, and accelerate the path toward type 2 diabetes. Unlike whole grains, which digest slowly and help regulate metabolism, refined flours are essentially empty calories that do more harm than good. Added sugars are the second pillar of the problem. Commercial baked goods are often loaded with high-fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, or other sweeteners that provide no nutritional value but drastically elevate caloric intake. A single glazed donut can contain upwards of 20 to 30 grams of sugar, more than the daily recommended limit for an adult in one small item. Sugar not only spikes blood glucose but also triggers insulin resistance when consumed frequently, setting the stage for metabolic syndrome and obesity. Excess sugar is also metabolized in the liver into fat, contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition now seen in increasing numbers, even among children. One of the most insidious ingredients in many commercial baked goods is trans fat. Though partially hydrogenated oils are now banned or limited in many countries, trans fats still linger in some baked items, especially those produced in countries with lax regulation or imported products. Even when not listed explicitly, some manufacturers use substitutes that behave similarly in the body. Trans fats are extremely harmful. They increase LDL cholesterol, reduce HDL cholesterol, promote chronic inflammation, and significantly raise the risk of cardiovascular disease. The consumption of trans fats has been directly linked to heart attacks and strokes, and no safe level has ever been established. Their continued presence in baked goods is a public health failure. But even without trans fats, many of these items are still high in saturated fats, often from low-quality oils or margarine. These fats, when combined with refined carbohydrates and sugar, create a toxic cocktail that overloads the body's ability to manage fat storage and energy metabolism. The result is a dramatic increase in visceral fat, fat stored around internal organs, that contributes to insulin resistance, hormonal imbalances, and inflammation. This type of fat is far more dangerous than subcutaneous fat and is a major driver of modern chronic illness. What makes commercial baked goods especially dangerous is their role in the daily diet. Unlike deep-fried foods or soda, which some people limit or avoid, baked goods are often seen as acceptable breakfast items or midday snacks. A muffin in the morning, a cookie with coffee, a slice of pound cake in the afternoon. Each of these may seem harmless in isolation, but together they represent a steady infusion of inflammatory, nutrient-poor food that keeps blood sugar elevated, metabolic stress high, and fat storage in overdrive. They're consumed casually, habitually, and often multiple times per day. Commercial baked goods also typically contain a wide array of chemical additives, preservatives, stabilizers, artificial flavors, and colorings that extend shelf life and enhance sensory appeal, but do nothing to support health. These additives can disrupt the gut microbiome, contribute to food sensitivities, and place additional detoxification burden on the liver. For sensitive individuals or those with compromised immunity, these chemicals are not just inert, they are biologically disruptive. Another deeply troubling aspect is their impact on children. Many commercial baked goods are marketed directly to kids in the form of frosted cupcakes, toaster pastries, or mini muffins. These items create early life sugar dependency, establish poor taste preferences, and set the stage for a lifetime of junk food addiction. The link between childhood exposure to ultra-processed, sugar-laden baked goods and long-term obesity is clear, yet the marketing continues unabated. Schools, vending machines, and even supposedly healthy snack packs often contain versions of these dangerous foods, normalized and disguised with friendly packaging. Even products marketed as healthy alternatives, low-fat muffins, sugar-free cookies, or whole-grain pastries, are often little better. They frequently compensate for reduced fat with added sugars or synthetic sweeteners and rely on misleading labeling to imply health benefits that don't exist. A muffin made with whole wheat but still packed with sugar and oils is not health food. It is a slightly different version of the same problem. The health halo around these products is dangerous because it encourages overconsumption and hides the very real risks. The long-term consequences of consuming commercial baked goods are cumulative and severe. They promote oxidative stress at the cellular level, disrupt hormonal balance, damage blood vessels, and impair insulin signaling. This makes them powerful accelerators of aging and disease. Inflammation, a root cause of many modern illnesses, is consistently elevated by the high glycemic, high-fat, processed nature of these foods. From arthritis to cardiovascular disease, from cancer to cognitive decline, the chronic intake of these seemingly innocuous treats plays a central, destructive role. In the final analysis, commercial baked goods are not simply occasional treats. They are refined, calorie-dense, nutrient-void products that are among the most destructive elements of the modern diet. Their presence in daily life, on desks, in break rooms, at school, and in homes, is a clear reflection of how deeply food industry interests have infiltrated eating habits. Replacing them with real, whole foods, fruit, nuts, seeds, whole grain breads made without added sugar or chemicals, is essential for protecting your health. To treat them as harmless indulgences is to underestimate the very real damage they cause. Over time, commercial baked goods wear down the body's defenses, flood it with inflammatory substances, and lay the groundwork for chronic, preventable disease. Recognizing them for what they are, ultra-processed, high-risk food products, is a necessary first step in breaking free from their grip and reclaiming health in an environment saturated with toxic convenience.